From the heart of Manhattan, this is Classic Talk.
Welcome to Classic Talk with Bing and Dennis. Today we have a very special treat. Our guest for the day is Maria Gulagina, one of this world's leading dramatic sopranos. I've had the great pleasure of working with Maria on several operas. She is known throughout the world for such roles as Aida, Manon Lescaut, Norma, Turandot, Nabucco, Abigailo, and many more. Welcome. How are you doing today?
Thank you.
Welcome.
Great to have you here. Bing.
Yeah, you've been doing this for so many years, and your voice is still so glorious. How do you do that?
Yeah, very easy. Like English, как английский газон, like English gazon, it's very easy. 300 years and scissors. It's work, and another time work. And I was so lucky in this time I work with best conductor. I work with best coach. With Dennis also we work. And I'm very grateful what I'm founded for me, my teacher, voice teacher now, Craig Rutenberg. I like him so much, and we work for the freshness of my voice, and you see.
You must be very careful about your scheduling because all of the roles you sing are dramatic, heavy roles.
Yes.
So you can't do this, day in, day out.
Yeah.
So do you take scheduled vacations where you just say, I must rest now for...
Yes, first time in all my entire life, in this year, I had 1 month completely quiet. I was with my son in Italy, and I was completely normal person. I swim, I scream. We take this bicycle on water, and we're going to the very deep on the sea, and we sing Russian songs, with full voice. We kill meduse, It was really fantastic. We was all my family, and because my birthday in August. And it was so fantastic.
When you take a month off, then when you start again, is it like, wow, this feels great? Or is it your muscles are not in shape?
It was very funny because for me it was first time experience, and I supposed to come to Perelada Festival, and I left for me 1 week for recovering. But from first moment when I opened my throat and tried to sing, it was like, it's wonderful.
Mm-hmm. The rest does.
Yes.
Sure.
It's wonderful. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No. So sometimes the rest for singer it's fantastic, really.
Now, do you usually choose role very carefully? Certain role,
Yes.
even you want to sing, but sometimes you think it might hurt your voice.
Hurt? I don't know what can hurt my voice. But it was some role for which I worked 15 years. I work and I tried to have this contract because nobody believed what I can do. It was Traviata. And I did in Japan 6 times, one every second day. And It was without rehearsal. It was something, yes. And I did like it was, and I worked 15 years for this because when I want something, I will get it.
Looking at the list of roles you've sung, you've sung everything. Are there any roles that you still say, I haven't sung this, I must sing this, I want to sing this? Are there any roles still out there calling you?
Yes, maybe some mezzo-soprano roles, but it's not now.
Such as?
Such as Marfa Chovanshina, such as Maid of Orleans, such as what? Of course, I would like to sing a little bit more Bellini, more. I would like, but now I should understand. I should be more. Как это сказать? reality. I should see on face of reality. I cannot sing now Juliet, even when I will try to do my voice very soft and very nice. It's for me very interesting to play with colors, but also now with not I don't want to say age, but now it's not nice, when it will be. I will try to do Juliet, of course.
With the generous size of your voice, do you have people that come to you and say, Miss Gulegina, you must sing Wagner?
Yes.
What do you say when they ask you that? Would you ever consider it?
The Wagner, it's not only music. Wagner, it's philosophy. And the most important to understand and to know exactly for which woman, which story, which period of his life, for which his idea, he write this phrase or this phrase. In everything, it's not only music. Like Italian opera, you can sing because you feel, you have your soul, you have your energy, you have your charisma, and you go. But Wagner, you should know exactly what about. And also it will be very, very pity when I will read all this, like Bibliothek of Congress, all these books, thousands in German language, and after I will come for production, and they will say, no, Elsa, it's not what you think. Elsa, it's schoolgirl. On this, thank you, no. But also to sing Wagner, I think the people should not only speak in German like in my level, like restaurant and some shop. It should be high level because German, it's also the Russian music, Pushkin especially, Pig Dam, Evgeny Onegin. The people should understand what about.
Of course, yes.
But Tchaikovsky also, you should understand who is Tchaikovsky and what about he writes this music. It's yes, but Wagner, it's more difficult, and for this I don't want to be only like Peyrot and only trying to do some sounds, and. It's not interesting for me. For me, interesting to live inside of character, to give my the best what I can do, and most important, you can do something more when you understand this.
Exactly, that is what, when I have heard you and seen you on the stage, you bring that extra bit that you sing, but it's a lot more than singing. You make every role you sing so special and so unique in itself. So,
thank you.
Brava is all I can say. And so,
but that's why sometimes you see some of singers, they try to do everything. They try to do something which they should not sing.
Only one can who can do everything. It's Domingo. Everything else, I think.
Everyone else is human.
yeah, exactly.
Yes. Speaking of Domingo, tenors and other tenors, we were wondering, you have sung with many leading tenors, Pavarotti, Domingo, and many.
Don't ask me.
I don't want to ask your favorite. I want to ask, of course it affects your performance if you have a good chemistry with the person. Are you able, if you don't have a good chemistry, can you go into a world of your own and still deliver the kind of performance you want? Yes. But that takes discipline.
Nothing take me out from my character. Nothing. It was here in Metropolitan. One is one of my first Toscas, because Tosca, this beautiful Tosca, what it was here from Zeffirelli, and I did from 1990 more than 100 times, I think. It's every year. It was 8, 10, 12 performances like this. A new production, I'm not participate. And it was beautiful. And one day, Placido conduct, and James Morris was fantastic Scarpia, and it was not so nice tenor. I don't want nominate. Not nice. Even everybody dislike him. He was very well. And of course, first time when I saw Placido conducting and somebody here singing, don't say screaming, I would like to say, but you know, when I when I feel music, when I listen to music, my voice it's going. You know, it's like a wind. You know, I cannot stop.
So in other words, you usually will get to the world and without anybody can interrupt you.
Yeah, nobody. Okay, when it's good company, it's better, of course. But you know what? It's very difficult when I sing Amneris with my friend. When I'm doing Aida and my friend, somebody is Amneris. It's for me difficult. Yeah, because we should fight. And this moment, when it's my friend, I always try.
Speaking of friends and family and home, you sing in all the major opera houses. Is there, I won't ask you to name favorite tenors, but I'd like to have you tell us, where do you feel at home and most comfortable in the world singing? Which opera houses just make you bring out the best in you, do you feel?
Name a couple of them.
Well, obviously.
You know, it's really difficult to say now because the time is changed. It's everything depends of director of opera, of the director of production, of also of people who exactly in this production, you know. And also I feel fantastically well here with Sissy Stra. We feel everybody like at home. Judy Monroe, and also with all command what we have here, pianist, fantastic. And it's many years, it's quite the same company. This is very important. I feel very well in Mariinsky, of course, because we can speak Russian. I feel very well. I was born in La Scala, you know, like actress and like singer. It was my first contract in '86, and I did 16 production, I think, and twice solo recital, and this for me was my home. But after when they make restoration, it's completely different.
You
Completely.
mean the acoustic?
Acoustic I never thinking about. For me, all acoustic well. But it's some feeling, you know, feeling of theater.
You mentioned Mariinsky in St. Petersburg. That prompts me
Valery Gergiev, of course.
Yes.
Of course, Valery Gergiev with him. Even, you know, sometimes we not rehearse.
It's not necessary. You
No.
just- no.
He tell me the name of opera, and that's it. And it's really fantastic.
But I think you have a crazy story to tell us about some concert that did happen in St. Petersburg. Could you tell us about this?
Yeah, it was crazy story. It's Natalia idea, and we put 60 arias on list.
60?
Yeah, of course.
Right.
No,
That's
but
a
no, but for this I was sure what it will be good. Only another and every week the public voted what they would like to listen in this concert, and we said what it should be 10 arias in program, and every week, first week and second week, it was completely different program, and third week also I said, Guligina, like this you will study refreshing all the 60 arias. No, I don't have this time for this, and but it was really crazy. It was also in 6 weeks, we did Norma, we did Nabucco, we did Turandot and Leo, we did Ballo Maschera, we did Aida, we did Letter of Tatiana, what it was, 10 arias, can you imagine? And 3 concourse, a Cavalleria Rusticana also. and people want and Aida Occhiali Azzurri. What it's normally, I work also very hard for this in each performance when many years ago, in beginning when I supposed to sing these all roles before third act, I pray, Lord, please beat me very hard on my head. I will go home, and I will have excuse for all people. But something. Yeah, it was. But now, no. Now I would like to sing Aida. I like so much this character, and I feel very confidential.
So, did you enjoy the concert?
Yes, it was very interesting, and public was fantastic. In Mariinsky, in St. Petersburg, the public, they habituate for great music things, because Valery, every time sometimes for summer festival, White Nights, he conduct twice per evening. Because it's one concert beginning at 6,
right,
and another at 11, it's something like that. And people knows everything about music, also Russian culture, even most of people don't have money for luxury food, but everybody founded money for the ticket for the concert. This is very important. Yeah, and also I like so much theater Barcelona, Liceo. And yes, there it's fantastic, my fan club, and it was my most old fan. She was 98 years old, and she passed away 3 years ago.
And what did she do? What was her role?
No. She was like grandmother and mother and sons. They coming for my performances, and yes, and it's fantastic. I like so much Barcelona, and sometimes they drop it on me so many flowers. What I feel really like I'm already from. Yes, it's beautiful. It's fantastic experience for actors, for singer. It's very important.
Speaking of the different roles, such as, if you do Madame Butterfly or Turandot.
I never did.
You never did Butterfly?
You did concert? Or
only arias in
arias.
concert. Because, especially for this, 175 centimeters. It's very tall. And you see, very athletic. And I'm not fat, but athletic, and I cannot imagine me like 15 years old, small, especially Japanese girl. Especially Japanese.
I was going to ask you that, because of the different culture and language, I mean, in that sense, do you have to do some kind of a research and prepare yourself just for this?
Of course.
Yes.
Of course. Before I open the mouth to sing something, I read a lot of story, what happened, why, and I should know everything. I should know even what it's in pocket of my character, what I should do.
Exactly. Going back to your early years, tell us about your earliest training in singing. Was it in Russia? Or
Yeah.
The first question is, I was reading somewhere that when someone asks you where you are from, there are many choices. Russia, Belarus. You tell me. What's the real
Armenia,
answer?
Georgia, yeah.
Yes. Where?
No, because it's my blood. It's very
Mixed.
Yeah, my father it's Armenian. Also, his parents escaped from genocide from Kars, and they stabilized in Georgia. And my mother, she's Jewish, Ukrainian, Polak, something like this. And can you imagine all this together? Yeah, nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So did your family push you towards did they want you to become a singer?
No, at all. They want me to be doctor because my mom very special. She's a scientist for microbiology, and my father want me to be doctor. Or when I told him what I'm going to conservatory to sing, he said for months, okay. He will forget about this. He will marry and he will sing for her children. Nina Nanna, it's good. Yeah, it's good. Don't like this.
But when you actually, sorry,
Go ahead.
when you actually became a singer, and were your parents able to come see you perform? in
Yes, my mother,
big-
yes, but my
yes.
father passed away when I was 18.
I see.
19, yeah.
At what point that, what age did you say, okay, I want to be a singer?
You know, honestly, it was very late because before I would like to be ballerine and I want to be an actress, and even I didn't believe what I can be, this fatty screaming lady on stage.
Actually, you're a very good actress.
Yes, but I thank you. But in this time, all singers, opera singers, where they had so reputation, like it was not so interesting. Also because we didn't have a possibility to listen to the fantastic singers what the West have, and. Also in our country we had some of them, but it was not so high level.
But did you have some idols that you, when
I
you
never
were young?
had idols,
didn't
never
say-
had, and will never have, because don't make idol.
Good.
Yes, but I like all singers, and I have respect for all singers, really, but for most of them, because I know how hard it's to be singer, and who can stay more than 10 years or 15 years on stage. It seems what it's really good singer, because in other case, today it's impossible, because today it's the time of beautiful photo, most of this.
So it comes down to having a technique that you can rely on that can last you through all many years of singing, right?
Yeah.
So that you can keep going as gloriously as you are right now.
I'm working.
Maria is singing this fall here in New York in the production of Nabucco, which we have. How many performances do you have?
8.
8. Yes. So that will be.
Well, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. And this production, it's not only difficult, Nabucco, it's not only sing, but also running from 20 stairs down. And when it's absolutely dark and you should run and you should arrive exactly for your time. And to be character, to come with sword, and, it's really difficult.
I
Really?
think, we have a few clips we're going to, have you set up for us. And we'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay?
You're listening
Okay.
to Classic Talk with Bing and Dennis.